know what's going on. Blue Collar TV, it's your boy Franchise Liaison, you know what I mean? Cowboy Killer Coney Island's finest, with my homie Destro, you know what I mean? My nigga Snipe, Embassy Elite, welcome to Professional Hits, you know what I mean? We right here on that network, you know what I mean? Blue Collar TV, one of the ESPNs of this shit, you know what I mean?
No doubt.
The players, you know what I mean? Y'all do the reporting or whatever, so that's what I call y'all. Y'all like the ESPNs of this shit, you know what I mean?
What's been up with you, my nigga? I ain't seen you in a little minute.
Just locked in or whatever. Fucking with my nigga Destro, fucking with my dogs. You know what I mean? Putting this project together. You know what I mean? It's called Catch Your Breath. Should be out in a hot second. I'm almost done with it or whatever. I got crazy collaborations and just classic material, you know what I mean, for niggas to sink their teeth into, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I kind of just like, I ain't even fall back or whatever, because I really just dropped Russian Roulette, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just in case if y'all ain't see that, which I should have, you know what I mean? Did stupid numbers on the internet, you know what I mean? We had like 55,000 on World Star, you know what I mean? Franchise Liaison featuring Embassy Elite. My nigga Snipe was on that joint. Ty Dro. We had Hat Ice, Charlie Clips, my nigga Pacino. That was a crazy look. You know what I mean? That was on every website. You know what I mean? So all the dudes that's out there fucking with us, keep supporting or whatever, and keep watching. You know what I mean? Just be out here grinding.
Yeah.
You know?
So what's the name of that mixtape? Cause I remember you gave it to me when I seen you at the lines. That shit was cracked.
The last one I put together was called "Still Too Many Hustlers, Not Enough Customers."
Niggas can still get those on the internet and all that.
Exactly. You can go to my website www.professionalhits.com. That's HITZ.com. That niggas log on, get familiar. All four of my previous street projects that I put together is on there. Franchise Volume 1, Franchise Volume 2, hosted by Sycamore. Too Many Hustlers, Not Enough Customers, hosted by comedian Sugar Sean Riley. Still Too Many Hustlers, Not Enough Customers, hosted by Smack, DJ J Ronan, and my nigga Snips from London. You know what I mean? This will be my 5th project that I'm putting out on the streets. You know what I mean? So I've been out here grinding, my G. We 20 videos strong. You know what I mean? If you never heard of me, you know what I mean? If you never seen my footwork or whatever before, like, I really started getting crazy on the internet, you know what I mean? I was out here on the street grind. Me and Destro, we got together, and we was fucking with the street DVDs for a minute, you know what I mean? So all y'all probably seen us on Sub-Zero. We pulled the lamb out, you know what I mean? You probably seen, you know what I mean? You probably seen us on Cutmaster C True Stories, you know what I mean? When recently, you know what I mean, when niggas, when Smack kind of like fell back or whatever, just to, you know what I mean, I guess regather the troops or whatever and get a situation together. Now he got the URL, so big shout out to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When he first started putting his DVDs back on the streets or whatever, you seen us on that. You know what I mean? You seen me, Mav Hoffa, and my nigga D Chamber. Shout out to my boy from Coney Island, same building, 10X. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? So we did more shots. You know what I mean? And that went crazy on the net. That went crazy on the streets. You know what I mean?
That's a big record. I used to always listen to that record.
That's a big jump.
That's when I first really initially heard you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Did your
thing on that shit.
That's what's up. I appreciate that, my niggas. You know what I mean? So yeah. You know what I mean? So that was bananas. You know what I mean? That was bananas. So you know what I mean? And we just kept following up after that. You know what I mean? Because if you peep right after that or whatever, me, D Chambers, my nigga Hands, Mav Hoffa, Cortez, Goods, you know what I mean? We came up with the random gunfire joint, you know what I mean? And that is bananas, you know what I mean? Google that. That's on every website, you know what I mean? That went crazy, you know what I mean? How many niggas you know or whatever putting their videos together, that's, you know what I mean, unsigned, underground, you know what I mean, no cosigns by the industry, and we standing behind green screen shooting our videos, high definition, you know what I mean?
Right.
It is what it is, you know what I mean? Courtesy of my niggas, big business, baby. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so you know what I mean? Like, overall, like, define yourself, like, what is franchise? What is the liaison or whatever, man? You know what I'm saying? Tell me about your style, how you give it up out here.
Style, I take it back to how Smith & Wesson said back in the days. We don't deal with style. Styles play out. You know what I mean? We techniques. Techniques live forever, my nigga. You know what I mean? So when a person listens to my music, 9 times out of 10 or whatever, you're gonna get a realistic story, a true story. You know what I mean? You gonna get the fun aspects of hip hop or whatever. You know what I mean? The raunchy shit. You know what I mean? Because regardless of what or whatever, I'm a young dude and I'm from Brooklyn and I'm telling my story or whatever. And I've been in the streets. You know what I mean? And this shit is for real. You know what I mean? So That's basically what I'm putting together in my music or whatever, but real stories. You know what I mean? Nothing fake. You're gonna get 100% me. It's the same thing my dude's doing in their music. That's the same thing my dude does or whatever when he laying down track to track and he does his thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everything's all real. You know what I mean? Our motto is classic material over here.
You know that's definitely blue collar quantity.
Loyalty over royalties.
Loyalty over royalties. Coming soon. Coming soon.
Shout out to my MC Elite niggas,
shout out to Nazim, I mean, Tadro. Could be here, but you know, we just working, man. We working. That's all we do. We working. We come in, we knock things out, we just strive to make it happen. Hoping y'all like what y'all hear, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. So, you know what I mean? When you see yourself signing to major, y'all really want to keep it independent.
This shit is grassroots independent, my G. You know what I mean? Grassroots independent. All the majors is, you know what I mean? Hey man, y'all wanna holler at us or whatever, y'all wanna put together situations with dudes that's doing their things, who got their own studios. Yeah, partnerships. Yeah. That's what we talking about, man.
Other than that, man,
you know what I mean?
We working.
Well, basically, the independents is the majors now because you're doing all the groundwork. You know what I'm saying? All they do is come in and reap the benefits after you done laid the foundation.
Family, you know what our major goal is right now? You know what I mean? That's why I told dudes, log on www.professionalhits.com. We putting our own shit together. We trying to show the masses out here, whatever. We are the new Death Rows. We are the new Rockefellers. We are the new Aftermaths. You know what I mean? But it got to start grassroots underground. You know what I mean? And the people that do consider themselves to be fans out here, whatever, got to support that, my G. You know what I mean? We trying to get 50,000 people to spend $5 with us, my nigga. Yeah. You know what I mean? Y'all do the math. You feel me, my G? Do the motherfucking math, my nigga. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. You know what I mean? In a couple weeks from y'all seeing us or whatever, next time you see us or whatever, we'll probably be at the party. You know what I mean? For our radio show, Bear Radio. All you people out, all you artists out there. Yeah, Bear Radio ENT. All you artists out there that's ambitious, that got hot shit. We not charging nobody or whatever to put your music or to play your shit or whatever. Email it to bearradio1@gmail.com or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we gonna show y'all how to get it in. You know what I mean? It's excellence with this independent shit, my nigga. 24-hour music. True Stories Radio was the first radio show or whatever on Decked It Out. Shout out to them. Shout out to 576 Pro. You know what I mean? Push your Scuba. What up?
What up? Yeah, I fuck with them too. So, you know, let me ask the question about the NYB. You know, I know you was with Math Hop for D Chambers.
Yeah.
Cortez, y'all was running together, you know, heavy for a minute. Is it still NYB?
I still fuck with my niggas. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Big shout out to all them dudes or whatever. You know what I mean? Big shout out to them. You know what I mean? Shout out to Hoffa. Shout out to Cortez. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my nigga D Chambers. That's my motherfucking brother. You know what I mean? Recognize my nigga handle, because my nigga be out here on his grizzly. You know what I mean? Not 100, 200 motherfucking %. You know what I mean? Respect my nigga handle. But as far as the NYB situation, is much respect to them dudes or whatever. But I gotta stay home right here at Professional Hits or whatever and make sure my situations is together or whatever, and my business is taken care of the way it needs to be taken care of. You know what I mean?
Oh man, shit.
But at the end of the day or whatever, it's a lot of momentum, my G. You know what I mean? Just like I mentioned those videos earlier or whatever, when you see Hoffa, when you see D Chambers, like, peep Steez, my G, you know what I mean? All y'all fans out there, go back, you know what I mean? And really peep how this shit started, just like my nigga said. The More Shots video, you know what I mean? Me, D Chambers, Math Hoffa. It went from the More Shots video to random gunfire, you know what I mean? I remember when not only in the battle circuit, it was dudes running around here talking about, yo, them cats out there in New York, they not going down to Philly, niggas ain't going down the Turnpike or whatever. Do your homework, go on the internet, go on WorldStar, go on these internet sites or whatever and check it out, my G, you know what I mean? We was the first people to make the call, you know what I mean? Me, Hoffa, and shout out to my song, we was the first niggas down there at Back Cave Radio, tearing it down, my G, you know what I mean? Holding it down for Brooklyn, holding it down for the BX, holding it down for New York City. My niggas gotta do their homework, you know what I mean? Right after that, what did that lead to? You know what I mean? You seen the video with me, Math Hoffa, Black De Niro, Jay Outta Hook King, you know what I mean? We was out there in West Philly, we did it stupid that day, you know what I mean? That's the We So Heavy joint, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? We progressing or whatever, and we all got together and built a whole lot of momentum or whatever, and everybody is in their own zone doing their own thing anyway, man. So big shout out to them dudes, but I want the fans out there to know what's real, my nigga. Do y'all homework. see where the grassroots came from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We put together this shit or whatever, and garnered a lot of momentum, and we just trying to keep running with these shit. Shout out to all my brothers out there. You know what I mean? Shout out to all them niggas who's out there getting money for their music. You know what I mean? Cause it's a lot of dudes out here or whatever who really putting their shit together on the internet, and I see niggas giving their shit away for free download. Snoop Dogg album on No Limit was called "The Game Is to Be Sold, Not to Be Told," my nigga. You know what I mean? So when you're putting your music on the internet for free, you're basically telling these niggas your shit ain't worth buying. You know what I mean?
Don't care.
And that's real talk, my nigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the realest way I could be able to put this, my nigga. I see a lot of dudes with hits on the internet, my nigga. Niggas got hundreds. A lot of these battle rappers, a lot of niggas out here, lot of niggas out here who can do this shit independently. Niggas who got hundreds of thousands of hits on these websites and on YouTube and all this shit. And niggas is giving away free music. If you could get a third of these niggas to go buy your motherfucking music or whatever, you know what I mean? 30 of these niggas who's hitting up these sites or whatever and checking you out, my nigga, you can pay your motherfucking rent. You know what I mean? So it's real talk, my nigga. Just like I said, professional hits. Log on to the website. We need 50,000 niggas to spend $5 with your boys.